Good afternoon. My name is Olivia. In this video, I'm going to show you a sort of step-by-step tutorial on how to make grills using Nomad Sculpt on an iPad. I post a few different videos about it and stuff on TikTok and Instagram, and I've been getting lots of questions. And it's sort of things that I can't really answer or can't show the full process on there. So I thought I'd go a little bit more in depth about basically how I make them. I also want to preface this video and say, in no way am I a dentist. I'm not a dentist. This is just like a hobby. I do it sometimes. I'm not a professional. This is also the way I use Nomad. Necessarily isn't the best way to do it. It's just the way I found that works. Some people are more comfortable with that than doing things by hand. And this is basically just showing an alternative method than doing it by hand. It's a lot easier than you think it could be if you're interested in making grills or getting into, I don't know, even just using Nomad. Whatever it is, it's just a little video to try and help you along. Okay, let's get into it. So to start making any grills, you'll of course need a dental impression, which is this, and then the actual positive dental mould. I also use design sheets if I want to speak with people about what sort of designs they want. So here you can see a Gothic window has been requested. So the dental stone that I use is the Dentstone KD plaster from Industrial Plasters. It comes in a massive tub, it's good, it lasts for ages. I know a lot of people, and I actually have one as well, have the vibrator plate when pouring the dental stone. And look, it is good, it's not essential. I don't use it all the time, and you can get some bubbles, but I don't love using it. I don't like the noise, I don't really like it. But, so what I'm saying is, it's best practice, but it's not essential. So I'm trying to keep this, I guess, budget friendly. If you're starting out, it's not essential to get it. So do what you will with that. So I have the revopoint mini. I have this with the additional Z-axis turntable. Mini 2, this is it. I just need that. This kit comes with like a mini turntable, but I've actually upgraded and got this one because this moves on a Z-axis as well, so it just helps getting better scans. I've got some white tack, and then stick the mould to the turntable. It's not this. White tack isn't that sticky for some reason, just so annoying, but it should hold. Okay, so once the mould is securely stuck to the turntable, I adjust the distance of the scanner, the distance away from the turntable it is, to see until the little lines, see where it says excellent and too near and stuff like that, until that's in excellent, and then I can start the scan. Because I've got the turntable that moves on the Z-axis, I wait till it's done a few rotations and then move the axis up a bit to capture the whole mould. And then I usually wait until I've got about 3,000 frames, is a good amount. And then once it's scanned and I've got 3,000 frames, I use the one-click fusion thing in revopoint to create the mould. Okay, so it's actually day 2 now. I got sidetracked yesterday. I saved the 3D scan as an STL file, and I've saved it into my iCloud so I can access it on my iPad. So I've now got Nomad Sculpt open, and I'm going to import the scan into there, and we'll go from there. So I always start all the grills with the masking tool. I have tried creating the grills using a sphere and sort of moulding it around the tooth, but I do find the masking tool is the quickest, and you can control sort of how thick the grills will be. So see here, I can do 1 mil or 1.5 mil, I think is usually a good thickness for them to be, and then I extract it. I always change the colour of the grills that I'm making to green, because that's the colour of the wax I use normally if I'm making it by hand. I then use a smoothing tool to smooth out all the edges, and sometimes this can shorten it away from the edge of the tooth. So then I use drag or move to move it back up, right up to the gum line. This particular design, I was doing the sort of Gothic window design, so I was making the top of it more pointed like the arch of the window. If you were just making a regular cap, then you could leave it here, but because we're doing the Gothic one, as I just mentioned, it needs to have these cut out. So I start by adding the different shapes and then a boolean remove them from the cap, and then I use a torus to create the little like rounds of the windows, and then the tube tool to fit around the actual arches. These little details look so good when they're printed out, and it's just good to have the different types of dimensions on there. As you can see, what I've done a few times is just create one shape, and then you can just clone it and use it for all the other things. Once I'm happy with the addition of these little details, and then Vox will remesh them together, use a smoothing tool just to clean it all up, and then I'm ready to import into chitubox. In chitubox, I just use the automatic supports, like the auto supports, and it works for me. It all comes out fine. I use the medium ones, and I haven't had any problems yet. So, hello. So it's actually a few days later now again. So I made the grills in Nomad Sculpt, and then saved it as a STL file and imported it into chitubox. So I've just got like the basic one. It's free on Google if you just obviously search it, and then you can just download it. So I added the STL file of the grills into there and sliced it, saved it as a PRZ with my USB, like onto my USB, and then plugged that into my 3D printer. The print is now finished, so I'll show you that in the next processing for that. Okay, so I have the Phrozen Sonic Mini KS, the elegoo Mercury Plus 2, the wash and cure station. So this is the wash basket that fits onto here, and it's also the cure station. Oh shit. So my prints were completed after about an hour, so I removed them from my printer off the build plate and put them straight into the wash basket, which is 100% or 99.999% isopropyl alcohol. Make sure you're wearing gloves and a mask when working with resin. You can get really bad dermatitis from it, but conveniently I ran out of gloves during this, and I also wasn't wearing a mask when filming, but make sure you do. I washed the parts for probably 2 to 3 minutes, well, probably 3 to 4 minutes actually, and then remove them and place the curing turntable thing back into the curing station, and obviously put the mould on there, the wax on there, sorry. Sometimes if it's really small, I put it on like a little stand in there as well, just to help it just be a bit closer to the light, I guess. I cure for around 10 minutes. I don't know whether this is the right amount of time, but it doesn't come out sticky or anything, so if it does, just put it back in. So I've got the print here. It actually looks, I actually love it. I didn't really think, I liked it on my iPad, but I think when you actually see the details, but so tiny as well, because it looks so big on there. When you actually see them so tiny, it just looks great. So I'm going to cut off the sprues, and then it's going to be ready to send them straight to casting. Also, I just realised then I said sprues, not supports. It's a print, not a casting, but I'll cut them off now anyway. Here's a little close-up before I do cut them off though. You can see how clean the print is. And when I send this for casting, it will come out perfectly. It just looks great. I use just a regular Stanley blade to cut off the sprues. Sometimes you can just snap them off, but I do find because the grills are quite small or the walls are quite thin, if you do snap them off, sometimes it can like snap the wall of the grills basically. So I do just use a knife to cut them off. It just looks so good. Oh my god. So you can see from the print, it's pretty much a perfect fit onto the mould. Sometimes they can be a little bit loose, so I'd use the normal crown wax that I'd use to wax up normal grills, just to like secure the edges right up to the gum line. But other than that, I don't really have any issues with them. It's been sound so far. We'll see what they look like when they're cast. Hopefully it captures all the details that you can see that it's obviously the printer's printed out, and hopefully I can do a good job polishing them to make them look as good as they can do. So thanks for watching my first video on how to make grills using Nomad Sculpt. I'm pretty sure I've covered all things I can think of really. If you've got any questions about it, let me know in the comments and I'll see if I can try and explain it or maybe make another video on it. But yeah, thanks. I think she is perfect. Literally love it. Yeah, let me know if you've got any questions or anything like that. And again, thanks for watching. Thanks guys. Didn't mean to do